Have you ever wondered what the void state actually is and what you can do in it and how to get there? Then this video is for you. So there has been a lot of information on how to get to the void and what the void state actually is. And there's also been a lot of misconceptions. So in this video, I just wanted to kind of answer all of these questions in one video so that it can be easier for you to know what the void actually is. So first, I'm going to explain the difference between the state akin to sleep and the void state, because a lot of people get them mixed up sometimes, including myself. I'm not gonna lie. I called the state akin to sleep the void state because they were similar. Anyways, I'm sorry. So the state akin to sleep, also known as SATS, it is when your body is asleep, but your mind or awareness, consciousness, whatever, is awake and aware. When you're in this state, you feel kind of trippy, not gonna lie. Because your body's asleep, but you're like controlling your thoughts, except you're like not moving. It's really cool. But it's called the state akin to sleep because this happens usually when you're about to fall asleep. Because you're almost asleep, except your awareness isn't, kind of thing. We are in the state akin to sleep when we wake up in the morning and right before we're about to fall asleep at night, or like when you take a nap or something. So I'd say that's, if you want to just like try for fun, like that's the way that a lot of people do it, is in the morning or at night, but you can do it whenever. So let's say that I am in the state akin to sleep right now. The next step to that would be the void. That is how it always works out for me. Whenever I'm in the state akin to sleep, I always usually end up in the void. So now, what is the void? The void is literal peace. I'm not even joking. I love going to the void because all of your problems literally fucking disappear. You are not a body. There is no physical reality around you. It's all black. You are literally just a floating consciousness in nothingness. And that sounds scary. Some people. And the first time that I went there, it was a little scary, not gonna lie. And I backed out many times. But once you get used to it and you practice it more, it is so peaceful. Oh my god. And I saw a TikTok by a shifter named Jessie. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. And she was reading a Reddit post that explained that the void is our purest form. It's like our original, like that's our core kind of thing. And I honestly believe in that because I just think that we're all just souls or consciousness in the middle of nowhere just experiencing a human experience. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. You will know that you're in the void when you cannot feel any physical surroundings. Like your five senses, they don't really exist because there's nothing to sense because you're not in any physical reality. And you can feel as though you're floating, or maybe even sometimes that I call it whooshing. I don't know how else to call it. As though you're like flying through space and vibrations are hitting you, kind of thing. That is what I would call the void. So when I'm in the void, it feels like I'm floating. And I'm just really calm and at peace kind of thing. But then other times when I'm in the void, when I set my intention to go somewhere, like if I'm shifting realities, I set my intention and then I start whooshing. That's when it kind of happens. And when I start getting shifting symptoms. So that is the state akin to sleep and the void. And now the next question that always follows up that is, how do you get to the void? This is how I have gotten to the void. Honestly, I take naps. Every time I take naps, I usually get to the void, or at least am in the state akin to sleep. It's always by accident that I get to the void. Okay? That's just how it happens. Hey! But this is the general way of how people get to the void and how I have gotten to the void. So, you can take a nap. First of all, take naps. Literally, that is on your couch. Like, it's always on the living room couch. I don't know why. So how I have gotten to the void is, like I said, I've taken naps and I have gotten into the state akin to sleep, and then it transformed into the void. I have also just fallen asleep and then ended up in the void, and through dreams too, I'm pretty sure. So there's a lot of ways that you can do it, but basically I'd say lay down or sit down, get in a comfortable position, listen to music or meditative music, or even meditate 5 minutes before I do it. But you can do whatever you want. Or even theta waves. I like theta waves. Pretend that your body is asleep, but you're awake. And once you relax your body, like, keep going. You know what I mean? And then once you get into the state akin to sleep, then I don't know how it ends up there, but it just like transitions into the void sometimes. I don't know. Maybe just use your intention and say, okay, I'm going to the void now, or like something like that. But for me, whenever I'm in the state akin to sleep, I can usually just naturally enter the void. I'm not quite sure how to explain it though. Okay, I'm editing this right now, and I have already had 2 other experiences since I filmed this video, so I know more. So how do you get to the void from the state akin to sleep? Listen, first of all, let it happen, okay? And I know that sounds stupid, but literally let it happen. Say affirmations. Why am I in the void right now? Oh my god, I'm in the void right now. Oh my god, I'm in the void. Use your intention by saying affirmations. You know what I mean? Don't focus on your original reality and the sensations. Don't. Okay? And just stay positive and almost like manifest it. Like I said, say affirmations, but just like, and if something comes to mind, like if you're like, okay, I'm gonna do this like random thing just because I think it's gonna work, fucking do it. I do random shit all the time and it works. But I'm just saying that it can be hard to transition from the state akin to sleep to the void, because getting into the state akin to sleep is one thing, but getting to the void is a whole other thing, okay? It's hard to stay awake once you're in the state akin to sleep, because you want to like fall asleep along with your body, but you have to keep yourself awake. One thing I do by doing that is I try and open my eyes in the void, or I try to do an action, like imagine myself standing up. Just random shit like that. So, yeah. Don't mind my sexy voice. I'm a little sick right now. Okay. Bye. So yeah, that's how I'd say that you can end up in the void. But like I said, I have been to the void literally by accident so many times. Like, so many times. And I just want to put this one in here. This is how Neville Goddard used the void to manifest. This is something that he said to do, and I found it interesting. So he said to stare like into something like a wall, something blank that doesn't have any reflection, or even my ceiling. I could do it, and just stare into it and imagine that what you desire and what you want to manifest is on the other side of it. Or even if you're shifting realities, pretend that your DR is on the other side of it. And you have to hear and like pretend to see and maybe smell, like the 5 senses. Like you can hear your comfort character or your manifestation is on the other side of that wall, and you can hear it. So you just stare at it. Stare at it. And you can do that while you're meditating, or while you're trying to enter the state akin to sleep as well. But another thing that he always said was that when he was in the state akin to sleep, he would pretend that his body was asleep, and then he entered the sats. And he would revisualize over and over and over again this one scenario, and it was short, a scenario. Like if he wanted a promotion in his job, he would shake someone's hand and he would visualize that over and over again, feeling that person's hand in his until it was real, until he was actually there. And I found that so interesting. So I've been trying to use that method to shift realities, and it I have gotten somewhere with it, so thanks, Neville. But if you're interested in that, I have a video on how Neville Goddard was literally a reality shifter, and I love that video. I find it so interesting, so it'll be there. Now, for my reality shifting people, okay? This is how I shift with the void. You know, I have a void method, guided meditation, but you don't need to follow a guided meditation. Honestly, if I'm being real honest, I don't do that anymore. I kind of do my own thing, but if I just want to practice or do it for fun, then I do it. But I don't really use guided shifting meditations anymore because I found that I have more success when I don't use them and when I do my own thing, personally. But if it works for you, it works for you. And they are great practice, so good for beginners. So this is how I shift by using the void state, or the void method, I guess. So like I said earlier, I usually get into the state akin to sleep, and then I enter the void. But then it's what you do afterwards when you're in the void that makes a difference. So I try to remain calm and not excited, because whenever I get excited, I return to my original reality. Okay? I know it's really hard to not get excited, but you gotta stay cool, you know what I mean? So what I do after that is I chill in the void, because the void is so peaceful. I fucking love the void. And then after I've chilled for a bit, I use my intention. And when I tell you, your intention in the void is the most powerful thing there. It literally happens like that. Whatever you think happens, okay? Which is why I tell people to be careful. Because I have sometimes we all have intrusive thoughts, right? And I don't want to scare you. I'm just trying to be cautious, okay? I have had an intrusive thought of children laughing, and I ended up in a reality where children were laughing. And I was like, oh my fucking god, what am I doing here? But then, you know, when you go to that reality, you can get out just as fast as you got there. You know what I mean? So that's what I did. I went out and I went back to the void. Okay? So that's just a little warning. So what you're going to do is you are going to intend to go to your desired reality. Yes. And how do you do that? Well, the two things that I do is I use my 5 senses, okay, and an emotional situation. So what you're going to do is you are going to visualize a scenario that happens in your DR. Like one time, one of my comfort characters from my DR can fly, and I was visualizing and setting my intention, which is literally just thinking about it, or you can say it out loud, like, oh, I want to go here, okay? Don't overthink that. It'll happen naturally. And I was visualizing my comfort character holding me, and we were flying. And when you intend to go somewhere, this is what happens to me. When I'm in the void and I am using my intention to shift to a different reality, that's when the whooshing starts, okay? And these are called shifting symptoms, and they can be overwhelming for some people. And if it's your first or second time dealing with these, it can be scary. And if you're not ready to shift or not ready to do that yet, you can go back to your original reality. You do not have to force yourself to go through it if you're not ready. I wasn't ready either the first 4 times or 3 times. I came back, okay? It's not, you don't have to rush it at all. I set my intention, I start whooshing, okay? And then I kept visualizing my comfort character lifting me and we were flying. And instead of traveling and flying through space and vibrations hitting me, because that's what the whooshing sensation for me feels, it turned into I was flying in the sky and wind was hitting me. And it was such a cool experience. I love that experience. And I could literally feel something here gripping on me. And I was like, oh my god, I'm in my DR, what the fuck? And then I opened my eyes and I saw the corner of my room right there. That bitch corner over there. Yeah. Fuck you. I'm kidding. And then I woke up in my CR. But it was so cool. It was so cool. I literally felt it was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. It was lit. Okay. I'm getting sidetracked. So that is what you would do. Except you don't open your eyes. Okay? Opening your eyes is the last thing you will do. Okay? So, you are setting your intention, you're whooshing. Now you're visualizing physical sensations from your DR. So let's say your comfort character, you're going to Enola Holmes and your SO is dancing with you. So you would feel his hand on your waist and his hand here too. So you would visualize this, okay? And like I said earlier with Neville Goddard, you visualize this shit until it's real, okay? And always do it from your point of view, not from third person. No, your point of view, okay? So you're visualizing real hard and you're using your senses and the void is taking you there, okay? Now, this can work. Maybe you end up with in your DR here. Just with that. But what I want to add to the mixture is, since you are grounding yourself physically there, which is very important, I want you to ground yourself emotionally as well, okay? So add just a little emotional situation to it, okay? Like maybe, oh my god, you're dancing and he kisses you. What? Or maybe he breaks your hand. I don't know. Just something like that is really emotional and you're like, oh my fuck, like what? Like there's this emotional part in my DR where like my comfort character wants to like erase my memory and I'm like, oh, what? No. So that's something you can visualize. Like that would be very emotional. You know what I mean? But like I said, maybe grounding yourself physically can get you to your DR, but if you're still struggling a bit, try grounding yourself emotionally as well, because that could also work. And that is basically how I do it. That's basically how I shift using the void. So yeah. Now, how do you manifest through the void? Listen here. You gotta research on Neville Goddard first of all, if you haven't already. Listen to his audiobooks. They are so good. So good. I'll have them linked in my description as well, so you can check that out. So this is how I would think Neville would have manifested and how he would get to the void. So like I said, enter the state akin to sleep, then you get into the void, right? So now you are going to visualize a scenario that would happen after you've achieved your manifestation. And you are going to visualize this from your point of view, not from third person. And an example that Neville always gave is, let's say you want a promotion at work, then you would probably shake hands with your boss or something like that. So visualize you shaking hands with your boss and feel the sensations, like physical sensations, but also feel how it would feel to achieve that. So continue to visualize that. And like I said, your intention in the void, it'll get you there, okay? It'll all of a sudden feel real and you'll actually be there and you'll be like, holy shit, wow. And then, and then you're good. But you don't need to go all the way to the void to manifest something. You can make a vision board, make a to-do list, like, or journal it, like, or revise it. I have done so many fucking things I have manifested. You can literally just visualize it laying in bed. Like, you don't need to be in the void state or in the state akin to sleep. But this is just a way that Neville Goddard did it, and he's like the pro, so I thought I would explain a little about it. Alright, my loves, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope I helped you learn more about the void, because I just love this subject so much, and I just love the void, honestly. Like, it's so peaceful there. Let me know if you have any questions or if you have ever been in the void, because I'd love to hear experiences. Oh my god, if you've been to the void and you want to share it, comment down below, bitch, because I will read that shit. And check out in the description for my socials and for everything that I mentioned in this video. And I also have a shifting group chat on my Discord. If you want to join, it's whatever. So thank you so much for watching this video. Happy shifting, happy void state, happy manifesting. Yay.